Hey, I excel. Entertainment. Didn't they do Bard's Tale? I think that pretty much sums up the title of the game. Land Publishing, or basically the people who made Call of Juarez. Oh, powered by Pillars of Eternity technology? Really? So it's gonna be similar to Pillars of Eternity. Oh, and powered by Unity, and also by this was a Kickstarter project. There we go. Give me a second. Alright, so I kind of need to hear myself talk, and also we have officially, until we get to 2022, 2 hours and, well, actually almost less than 2 hours. So almost like an hour and 40 minutes till 2022, and then Happy New Year. So I guess Happy New Year and Happy Holidays to everybody just kind of counting down the time for next year. So you can definitely leave a comment of a New Year's resolution if you actually believe in that stuff, or just kind of count it down. In the meanwhile, I'll be streaming and all that, so introducing, welcome to Torment Tides of Numenera? Torment Tides of Numenera. I think that sounds pretty... I think that sounds right. Well, anyway, a little bit of history with this game, just to kind of get into it. This was a Kickstarter project, so what that means is Kickstarter is an American public event corporation based in Brooklyn, New York, that maintains a global crowdfunding platform focused on creativity. So what that means is a bunch of people donate money to either build projects such as films, music, stage shows, comics, journalism, video games, technology, publishing, and for related projects. In this case, they started a funding to create a game, and this was the result. Because this actually was started in 2013. It was supposed to come out in 2014, but, and I'm reading this from Wikipedia, so of course, but this was officially released in February of 2017. What a world we live in. And of course, the engine's by Unity, as you saw. Okay, in Exile Entertainment, yeah, they did the Bard's Tale, Hunted the Demon's Force, that nobody really remember. I remember the Bard's Tale. Funny game. I like it. Gotta get back to that. But also, this is supposed to be a spiritual successor to the greatest RPG back in kind of like decades, like in the 1990s, Planescape Torment. Which, if someone really played that game before, they love that game. And in terms of Techland, just to kind of get to them, just acknowledge them, because, you know, they are the publishers of this. They did Call of Juarez, pretty much a Call of Juarez series, which I never played. I was curious about them. Just curious about them, and I think they did some pretty good games from that series, and then one particularly bad one. But also, they're currently doing the Dying Light series, which I really like the Dying Light series. And, you know, Dying Light 2 comes out next year. So, there's a lot to catch up on. Okay, so now that I gave a little background of Torment Tides of Numenera, let's get to it. And now we can turn off the music again. Yeah, this feels like old school RPG right then and there. I don't want any subtitles. But this is kind of like one of those really old school types, so There's gonna be subtitles, regardless. So. So. I didn't play this character a lot, so I can start from the beginning, and that's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna fairly delete it. I kind of want to start from scratch because I didn't play this game a lot. Just like, 1 hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, I'm just really deleting everything, and that's okay. Yeah, we're just starting from scratch, and that's okay. I particularly like this game. It was just one of those... It's very story heavy, but I like story heavy. I got a lot of patience, so I'm cool with that. In this case, I will be a male.
Your mind wakes in darkness. Aching cold sets into an unfamiliar body. A distant howling surrounds you, louder with each passing second. Insistent and invisible hands slap and tear at the membrane that protects you.
That's pretty descriptive of me falling.
Your first emotion is an involuntary and formless panic. You feel you have forgotten something important. As if it once meant the world to you. But the details slip away as you grasp at them.
Yeah, an hour's gonna easily go by. It's almost similar to Disco Elysium, but it's done in its own way. I mean, this is the spiritual successor for Flight's Game Torment. Look it up.
You force your eyes open.
I'm gonna look at this body.
The body is... Wait, you are wearing a form-fitting suit of some dark material. You recall that you were wearing something much more elaborate a short time ago. You have smooth, light brown skin, 5 fingers on each hand, 5 toes on each foot. Good muscles, strong but not bulky, and slim hips. Your palms are soft, as if they have not done much labor, but scars and burns on the hands and wrists suggest that you haven't always been careful. Why can't you remember this?
I can already tell. The voice acting is going to be top-notch. The script writing is just fantastic. Yeah, fantastic.
Without warning, the cocoon that surrounds you shreds and tears away. You are falling. Above you, a small moon is slowly collapsing in on itself. The world is many kilometers below you.
I really like that the... Oh.
Guess that you started at least 100 kilometers above the ground, assuming you fell from a dying moon, that is. You've been blacked out for some time now, and now it looks like you're perhaps 50 kilometers up, maybe less. It's hazy. You were in a tall passageway, its sides slicked with dew, the air warm and moist, as if you were caught in the breath of a giant organism. You remember fleeing in fear and exhilaration, laughing through the terror. What was it that pursued you?
Good question. Kyle, what a question to answer.
Something ancient and cold, its coiling power the promise of oblivion. Its shadowed tendrils struck at you, and the walls where they landed were torn apart utterly, destroyed beyond any hope of repair. You leapt into a membranous cocoon and fell from the station, the moon. And then you were empty. But who were you? What was that creature? A word surfaces in your thoughts, and you seize it before it vanishes. Sorrow. The world fills your sight. You're about to hit. It hurts your mind to recall, but you push past it, a creature of the forgotten world seeking you out across the centuries. But it's not you it seeks, is it? It sought the man whose memories you shuffle through now, and you realize suddenly that you are not him.
There's a lot of foreshadowing in the opening line.
You were... Who? Who were you? If you You somehow managed to sidestep everything you know about anatomy, physics, and death, and you were surprised to realize that you do know something about them. And you survived this fall. You suspect that you might be able to reawaken a dormant strength you sense inside you. But who could possibly survive a fall from this height?
Yeah, 100 kilometers? My character should be dead.
You remember reaching an escape tube, and you remember being struck by a tendril of force, and then the fall. The fall. You open your eyes in time to see a riot of color around you, your descent barely slowed, and then agony flares throughout your body as a crunching impact destroys you. The last thing you hear is a rapidly cycling whine of energy, and then darkness.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was falling from 100 kilometers. Alright, well, I'm already intrigued with the story because it's fantastic writing, the characters are, I just feel like they're not going to characters, it's just going to be flawless. Alright, let's get to it. Yeah, I guess I can read. Uh, I, I mean, I don't like to kind of integrate my own voice because I like to hear voice acting. But yeah, okay, why not? I might as well get my skills in terms of like narrating a story. I'm just not gonna read when it's other characters that show up. I'm not gonna read it. I kind of prefer the voice acting because that kind of adds to the story. But all right. So I'll read from my main character. That's all I'll read for. Anybody else, I'm just gonna leave it to your imagination. Jumbled thoughts cloud your head as you study the empty bowl before you. Drops of liquid fall from the ceiling, splattering on the ground next to the bowl. The light from every drop is reflected in the bowl's rounded hollow, as it hungers for that light and needs to be filled. Yet the bowl remains dry. Another drop falls from the ceiling and splashes across the pylons, wasted. Well, leave a comment if you enjoyed my kind of narrating of my main character only. I'm only going to narrate for my main character, but nobody else. I'll leave it to your imagination, as I said. So I guess we're going to carefully move the ball beneath the liquid. Might, speed, and intellect. Just like Disco Elysium. I love these type of games. Yeah, why not? Okay, base difficulty, such and such. Let's do it. Alright. You carefully take hold of the ball, avoid the teeth on the serrated rim. With a deep breath, you move it over the glowing pool of fallen light. Or fallen light, whatever. And what's gonna happen now? Drop by drop, the ball fills, ripples spreading over the blurred light or the blurred outline of your reflection. A pale blue luminance stretches into the corners of the room. I hope I pronounce luminance since I might mispronounce it, but I don't care. A clear radiance spills across the segmented floor, wash away the nearest shadows, and pour into your mind, melting the ragged edges of your fragmented thoughts. You're not whole, not yet, but you've begun to heal from the damage done in your long fall. A voice calls out from somewhere high above, beyond the reaches of the spreading light. Metal waves roll over the floor below, sending vibrations through the soles of your boots. The rippling surface of the bowl shines with its own light. I'll leave it alone for now. We'll save. Back to my narration voice. As soon as you touch the ore, a memory floods into your mind. You stand in front of a rusted door. The air is humid and damp. You had a moment's respite from this water-logged hell. A bubble of stale air, your resting place. You breathed water before, and you lived decades beneath the waves. But this body's an air breather, and the constant pressure has been crushing on you, ever so suddenly. Worse, your companion's mind seems to be wandering from the task at hand. He's a genius with machines, as you well know, but now he seems distracted. I'm not used to narrating, but I'm gonna try to change it up. That's cool. The device in his hands is covered in knobs, wires, and antennas. He believes it can get two of you through the corroded door, but he's merely staring at it. Perhaps he lost faith in this adventure, but that's how you're concerned. This mission cannot be delayed. It must proceed. Do I want to be a dick, or do I want to be kind of deceptive? Or do I want to be, yeah. You mumble a few words, drawing power from the air around you until you find a solution. Appears in your mind. You snatch the device from his hand, rewire it, and shove it back to him. Oh, he says, examining it. Sorry, I was trying to prove it to you. He waits the device at the door, and the stale air of your bubble freshens as the door swings open. A dark hallway lies beyond, a passage that links the water-boarded cells and the aquatic viewing areas, where what you seek lies there. Alright, that's a reading. Moments later, you're underwater again, your hands closing around a strange yet familiar artifact. You need it to complete something. It hovers above a pedestal rotating in the dark water. An electric current runs through your fingers as your hand crosses the vertical plane of the pedestal. An incandescent hill turbulence so fast that the wave of pressure dazes you for a moment. The rising pulse of a sonar alarm ripples through the water. The cars will be far behind. Well, we could run, but we're going to use the device to stop them. Okay, so this is an interesting area. You run, urgent fingers over the device fastened to your waist. A fog rising in your mind. A beam can be used against the guard, but will also turn your skin to synthestil, or the surrounding water to glowing wax. Hardly ideal. Finally, you find a small silver sphere setting the spirit in place. You kick desperately for safety of a nearby outpost. The spirit whirls and unfolds into a swirling vortex. The spirit at the center speaks a few polite words in an ancient language, and then begins draining the surrounding water into itself with alarming speed. The approaching guards shout and scream as they too are sucked into the whirlpool and ripped to pieces. Well, that's pretty gruesome. You allow yourself a fleeting smile, but are all too aware that more alarms are going off in the distance. Well, that was an interesting memory. So, I guess it's kind of like a past life, just going based on what my character is describing. And so this is what they were doing with some companion before they died, I guess. So is my current character kind of reincarnation of like a past character? It just seems like it's past memory decades. Because Planescape Torment dealt with like reincarnations of past memories of like an immortal in a sense. Anyway, back to the story. The memory begins to phase, as if you were being drawn backward through a tunnel. You hear more pylons rising from the pits. Something is wrong. The vents within the orb has settled into the gap in your mind, but the edges of it are rough, as though the memory itself is not truly yours. There's something else. A gust of sour air pulling at you like a predator inhaling the scent of its prey at the far end of a dark, whispering field. Well, looks like I can't access this anymore. Interesting. Alright, this must be another memory. Okay. You stand beside a woman on a vagrant crag. Beneath the two of you is a broad plateau, towering above the overgrowth far below. Strange machines have been built into the cliffside, presumably for reconnaissance or defense. A metallic disc gleams from the center of the plateau. Your self-aware humanoid machines drill into the base of the cliffs below. If you were looking for a sanctuary, and you were desperately, this seems like the right place. I'm not gonna even try to sound like the woman's voice. I don't know about this. The woman says, her voice flat, neutral. Her face is turned away from you. What makes this place any more secure than the other ones we found? Okay, so I get it. The dialogue choices, there was might, power, and intellect. I think. I can't remember that second ability. I guess I'll use charm. A cloud passes over the sun as you engage her in spirited, friendly debate, pointing out the footprint of a prior world civilization whose power remains untapped. After a few minutes, she laughs, raising her hands in mock surrender. Stop, stop. Your servitors are down there. You already chosen this as the site, haven't you? She waits for your affirmations and says, alright, I'm convinced. The two of you sketch your plans for the sanctuary, drawing schematics and the architectural diagrams. Then you descend onto the plateau to examine the open ground. Okay, more dialogue. The woman suggests having one of the servitors build a shelter for your time here. You try to draw one of your constructs away from its task, but it doesn't respond to your voice. When you lay a hand on its shoulder to reinforce your command, it whirls and strikes you across the face with inhuman speed. It turns back to its task, ignoring you. Your companion helps you rise, lateralize. It seems your construct has other ideas. What's the matter with it? Alright, more interesting dialogue choices. Okay, think about it for a minute. I'll look for a deeper solution. A mist falls onto the plateau as you wrap the fiber shielding mesh around the construct's skull. The mesh powers up, protecting the construct mind from any transdimensional emissions that might have been in the area. Taking a deep breath, you repeat your command. Acknowledge. The immediately trundles to the side of your new shelter. Alright, I guess we're out of the memory freeze. The image freezes, then fades, and you feel the memory filling the gap in your mind. Blocked by jagged block. You stagger, clutching your head, reclaiming your memories. Hurts. And once more, there's something else. Hairs lift, one by one, on the back of your neck. Something beyond this room can sense what you're doing, and is hunting you. Wait, what's hunting me? Is it the sorrow? Or... Because I was trying my best to remember the sorrow, but it was pretty vague. It was very vague. Alright. Man, this is the most reading I have to do for a long while. Anyway. A vision of the city swings up a vision of the city springs up around you. Your city in flames and under attack. Her defenders have fought and died all day, and still the attackers keep coming. They fight as if your destruction were demanded of them. They care nothing for mercy, surrender, or plunder. What they want is blood. But you brought a keen-eyeing companion to the top of the tower. She has seen the way to stop the Ravens. You will need to get her to safety. Well, you need to get her to safety, and you'll rally your defenders. But even as you turn towards the door of the tower, two of the attackers descend from a hovering machine. You don't have time to strike them or strike at them before they land. One is brutally large, his weapon a vibrating axe. The other is slim, sheathed in glassy armor and holding a hilt with a sizzling invisible blade. Your companion backs away. She's too young to help. Your enemies advance, single file, confined by the parpet? I want to say let's play it smart since we don't know these enemies. The memory seems crystal clear. The giant is menacing, it's true, but the invisible blade of his companion is more worrisome still. The energy field that flickers and wavers around it suggests that she can carve matter at the molecular level, tearing pieces of her target into nothingness. If you're to save yourself, your best bet is to tackle her first. She's stuck behind the giant, waiting for her turn to attack you, unable to bring the weapon to bear until he's out of the way. But it's clear that she expects him to handle you, and her eyes move while her eyes roll behind you, her focus on your ward. She's certainly not expecting you to drive between the giant's legs and come up inside her guard. She can't bring her blade to bear in time, and you drive your dagger under her chin. Oh wow, that's pretty brutal. Again, you catch her before her deadly blade drops on top of you, and spin her around. The weapon slashes into the giant, and he topples bisected. Pretty gruesome. The immediate threat ended, you focus on finding a way back to your allies, and you open the tower door and rush down the stairs. The door at the base of the stairs is slightly cracked. Opening just a bit into the hall, you hear more of the enemy soldiers beyond, so this was just a distraction so they can achieve their real goal. At least that's what I'm thinking. Okay. Well, if I saw a cracked door, I would sneak on by. I'd be hurtling, you don't know what's going on. You press yourself against the gleaming door, easing it open, and your breath catches in your throat as it squeaks quietly. It sounds like a bell in your memory. You pause, but the soldiers in the hall continue to talk. You push again, squeeze yourself through the narrow opening, and creep down the blood-stained hall. So your allies are dead. That's the same thing. The memory begins to fade, and you find yourself back into your own body. Your tempo drops with the racing pace of your heartbeat, and the reclaimed memories blaze within you, like a bonfire on a mountain peak, visible to every predator for kilometers around. A tremor rocks the floor beneath you, as though a massive hit has struck the room itself. Swaying on your feet, you see frantic movement within the borders of a mirror at the edge of the room. Okay, so I get it. All these spirits that we are investigating is kind of like past memories of... I think it's pretty self-explanatory. So let's move on. And let's save. And here we go. Okay. More reading. Hey, I can see my character. The border of this mirror is lavishly decorated with a dizzying number of interlocked symbols. Daggers, masks, paintbrushes, amulets, and more. But that's nothing compared to what you see in the glass. You see a vast crowd of people, exact doppelgangers of you specifically, shoving, arguing with the, sorry, I'm tongue-tied today. Shoving, arguing with, and fighting with each other. Most are drab imitations of you, but a precious few are vivid, and pull at your attention. Each of them bears an intricate, looks like pinnacle tattoo on their head, kind of like what we have. Okay. In their eyes, their actions, you see memories you discover within the orbs. Yeah, that's what I mean. And the choices you made shine like distant stars. Your hand twitches at your side, and through some of the bright doppelgangers, some of the bright doppelgangers annoy you, an even smaller number immediately turn to you, waiting for you to choose them and learn what you might become. A rumble shakes the room, and a slow vibration spreads from the darkness below, rippling towards the ceiling. Okay. Oh, okay, I get it. Mystical symbol, strong will, it's kind of like character stats. I am gonna pick the strong will doppelganger. It reaches on the other side of the mirror, touches its side of the glass. The surface blurs, and the vision unfolds before you. The doppelganger is shackled at the center of the vast arena, beneath the hulking shadow of an executioner. Unbowed by the jeers of the savage audience, the doppelganger speaks forcibly, frighteningly of what will come after its death, and the consequences thereof. The mob shouting dies, one voice at a time. Then, in perfect silence, the doppelganger meets the executioner's eye, trembling. The brute swings his axe and severs the doppelganger's chains, setting it free. The arena fades away, replaced by the squabbling group. The strong-willed doppelganger lowers his hand and awaits your decision. Its chin high and proud. Okay, so yeah, this is the character stats. So, whatever choices you made with the orbs before, it kind of defines you as a character. Wow, that's philosophical. So, whatever doppelganger you choose will level up your stats of the character you choose. That kind of explains, well, the stats on the left side, too. So, yeah. The remaining doppelgangers scatter for the edges of the mirror and vanish. Your chosen identity steps forward. Its appearance changes as it steps out of the ripping glass. Its face exudes intelligence and confidence. Shadows of several devices shiver all around it, technology of several kinds. From Mandarin, wow, I hope I pronounced that right, of past ages. You get the feeling that you would be comfortable with all of it. Ah, okay. The word nano sounds in your mind. Gang descriptor, strong-willed. Oh, I knew that. So, your doppelganger continues walking, stepping into you, filling you, making you whole. Your decision rings out the cavernous room, awakening and unlocking vast mechanism behind the walls. Suddenly, a grotesque nose, or protec, man, I can't talk today, rings through your shared words like a bell if bells could rot. Something is coming. The mirror fades, leaving a dark open doorway. You take a deep breath and step through. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that read. Good to know. Oh, okay. Thinking of what I want. So the Nano is a mage. The Jack of all trades is basically explorers and adventurers. And Glaive is kind of self-explanatory. Might is right, basically. Okay, what do I want? I kind of want the Jack of all trades. Well, that's what intimidation means, but thank you for divining that. The music's quite good. Okay, so physical strength and resilience, might, their speed, dexterity and reaction times, or intellect. How many points? Oh, we got 4 points. Okay. I kind of want the personality to be pretty high. But I want my might to be high too. Or maybe I should get like a balance because I'm a jack of all trades. We'll increase that by 1 and make the intellect 7. I think that works. Sounds good to me. 2 points are remaining, huh? Infused weapon. And Yeah, without one. Yeah, I really like this character customization. It really makes you feel like your character has an actual personality. It's very extensive and it just feels very intricate. I like it. I want my persuasion to be up. I guess I could only use one, and I'm gonna focus on the persuasion. We're cool with that. Endurance might not be high, but I want to be slick. I just feel like talking was going to be extremely important. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I really like the RPG elements in this one. Not bad for a Kickstarter game. Alright, so this is called the Spectre, so... what the heck, I'll read it. Everything about this spectral figure seems dreamlike. He is a hazy silhouette who seems to be made of blues, glass smoke. He wears stylish, well-cut clothes. His handsome, bearded face seems hauntingly familiar. Though you've never seen him before, he breathes a sigh of relief when he sees you. We weren't sure that would work. We pulled our strength and channel it through me to reach you, to wake you up. He glances at the other figures here and frowns unhappily. It took more out of them than we thought. The other reflection, they're more like shadows now. Look, I'll bet you got a lot of questions. Well, obviously. I mean, why was I falling from the sky and who's the sorrow? This whole place is basically your mind. Your body's still out there in the real world, healing from that fall. You need to get out of there and finish the process. He shrugs. It shouldn't be too hard. Well, I have obvious questions of who are you? Gosh, these are actually really good questions. Very realistic questions. He pauses and looks down at himself, considering a long time before he answers. I'm you. I'm a part of your mind, a splinter. I was waiting here for you. We called you, with the memories of the others who are here. I don't know what happened next. A piece of your mind split her off. It's your mind. A construct built to, I don't know, share thoughts? Store your true self? Wait, you know how people say, in the first place, this is definitely the first place of your memory. Well, it was the first place for me anyway. You probably know better since it's yours. If you don't remember now, maybe it'll come back to you later. That's what they are. As I said, it's your mind. You'll find reflections of people you knew, people you met in the real world, and with whom you share some kind of psychic connection. I don't know how or why, it just happens. That really doesn't answer the question, but hey, whatever. After you wake up from the dream state and attune to the tides, you'll need to find something called a resonance chamber. Your body should have landed somewhere near it. Just climb inside that and everything will be fine. Can you explain what that is? I remember pieces about it, but not the whole. It's a crystal sarcophagus. I remember having 5 mechanical arms around it and a metal ring set in the floor. I think we were aiming for it when we fell. When you open your eyes in the real world, it should be nearby. So, is the resonance chamber supposed to help me reclaim my memories that I just kind of lost in the fall? Or is it gonna help heal my wounds from the 100-kilometer fall? Pretty vague. Supposedly me. Tides are like a force, like gravity, or magnesium, or something, except they respond to people's action and perception. Your body, that is, your body in the real world, needs the tides to survive. It's not something you need to worry about. Your body will tune it as it rates up. Is it me or the dialogue is really well written? It gets you engaged because they took the time to write the script. Okay. He closes his eyes. That's a memory I don't want to recall. Large, black, furious, it's our death. It's the sorrow. He closes his eyes. I hope it's lost interest in you. If it finds us, we're done for. Well, is the sorrow gonna erase us from existence? It doesn't really answer the question. I don't know why all the kind of like foreshadowing is all that. Oh, anyway. He throws up his hands in frustration. I'm just a part of you. I look at you, and I know. This place was made for you, for us, and I remember pieces of knowledge that come to me when you ask your question, but that's all. So he's pretty much pissed off all the questions I've asked you, just to kind of understand where I'm at, how did I end up here, what's the sorrow. I'm just asking basic questions. Don't need to be a dick. I guess technically I'm the dick, since he's part of my mind. He's a splinter. Stop me if that doesn't make any sense. There's a portal down there. It'll take you back to your body, just step through it, and the whole tides thing should take care of itself. He crosses his arm. When you wake up, find the resonance chamber, activate it, and then we can... What in the hell is that? I'm guessing that's the song. The sorrow is anchored to the reflection. It's devouring their power. That's not good. I kind of wish you told me how it can do that and how it can appear in my dream state. We have to get rid of them. Destroy its anchors or else the sorrow will erase us forever. So, kind of like what I said. So we're screwed. Wait, are we out of trouble? Sounds good to me. Okay, back to reading again. That was actually an extensive battle. I didn't think it would last that long. It it lets you live? I don't understand. I don't know where its pieces went. But I know, he shakes his head, those things are going to grow, like a cancer, an infection. Wow, aren't you the joy of the party? He holds his head in his hands. I can't believe it found us. In here. He looks at us. Or he looks at you. Terror in his eyes. That thing, the sorrow, it's been hunting you. It's what killed you in the first place. Wait, for real? Well, how did it kill me? If I'm supposed to be immortal? It'll keep hunting you until you activate the resonance chamber. I I didn't I didn't remember until I saw it, but that's why the chamber is so important. You have to get back, activate the chamber before it's too late. The portal to your body is that shivering dome there. Go! Now! I guess I had to go. Now. I'm gonna loot that first. That seems important. Can I talk to my reflection? I told you everything I know. Until you get to the resonance chamber, I'm blind as you. He points to the rift in his face leading to the real world. Just head through that portal, activate the chamber, and we're healed. It's as simple as that. What is the sorrow? That thing that was here, that enormous shadow, that was the smallest piece of it. You felt it. You saw it. It's our death. I don't know anything more than that. Alright. I know we gotta be getting close to an hour. There's so much dialogue, it's crazy. But luckily, I'm a patient person, and oh, hello.
Where did he fall from? His body's smashed to talc. It's a wonder he's still breathing.
All I saw was the corona, not his origin point.
Wait,
But look, he's healing already. Spontaneous regeneration.
useful power. I'm not reading the characters' dialogue because I heard their voice, so no. Her voice rolls and hisses, and you have to rub your eyes to be sure you're not seeing double. Faint echoes of her actions trail from her, each nearly mimicking her. Though some react to stimuli that you can't perceive, her vivid hair and outrageous clothing remain constant through these shadows. His voice grim and clipped. Then he sees you looking at him. His face is hard and set. Wait, I built the dome? Changing God. That seems important. He sighs and rubs his face, trying to regain his composure. Sorry if I'm not reading. I'll only read if it's like my main character. I will read if it's my main character's dialogue, but if it's just kind of like the characters I just heard, then I'm gonna let you guys read over it and then move on. Just because like you heard their voice, I don't want to kind of be inconsistent.